Welcome to Fresh Talk News Channel. Today, we bring you a major update from Eastern Europe. A significant agreement has just been signed between the United States and Ukraine, a deal that could shape the future of the war and Ukraine's economy. KYIV, Ukraine, AP. After months of intense and often tense negotiations, the United States and Ukraine have finally signed a groundbreaking agreement. This deal is expected to give Washington access to Ukraine's critical minerals and other valuable natural resources, and Kyiv is hoping it will secure long-term American support in its ongoing war against Russia. According to Ukrainian officials, the version of the deal that was signed this Wednesday is much more favorable to Ukraine than earlier drafts. They said previous versions made Kyiv look like a junior partner, giving Washington too much power over Ukraine's natural wealth. This newly signed agreement, which still needs to be ratified by the Ukrainian parliament, includes the creation of a reconstruction investment fund. Ukrainian leaders believe this fund will help guarantee future American military support and reconstruction aid. Now, it's worth noting, an earlier version of this deal nearly got signed last year. But that version was derailed during a heated meeting in the Oval Office involving then-President Donald Trump, Vice President J.D. Vance, and Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky, Ukrainian Economy Minister Yulia Sviridenko, who signed the agreement on behalf of Ukraine, posted on Facebook, saying, "We have formed a version of the agreement that provides mutually beneficial conditions for both countries." The United States commits to supporting long-term peace in Ukraine and acknowledges Ukraine's contribution to global security, especially by giving up its nuclear arsenal. The signing comes at a very sensitive time, with U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio calling this a very critical week for efforts to end the war, a war that, for now, appears to be stuck in a stalemate. Ukrainian officials view this agreement as a clear message to Russia. The Trump administration remains committed to supporting a free, sovereign, and strong Ukraine.U.S. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent, who signed the deal on behalf of the United States, said in a statement, "This agreement signals clearly to Russia that the Trump administration is committed to a peace process centered on a free, sovereign, and prosperous Ukraine over the long term." So, what exactly does this deal include? The agreement covers a wide range of resources, from rare earth elements to oil and natural gas. But there's an important condition: it does not include any resources that are already generating revenue for Ukraine. That means the U.S. will benefit only if new investments prove successful. Officials also made it clear, Ukraine retains full ownership of its natural resources. It will be the Ukrainian government, and only the Ukrainian government, that decides what gets extracted, and where. Importantly, the deal doesn't mention any new security guarantees for Ukraine, something the country has long asked for to help deter future Russian aggression. The official text of the agreement lists 55 minerals, but it also leaves room for more to be added later. Interestingly, Donald Trump has repeatedly shown interest in Ukraine's rare earth elements. Many of them, such as titanium, lithium, and uranium, are included in the list. But what are rare earth elements, and why do they matter? Rare earth elements are a group of 17 metals that are essential to modern technology. They're used in smartphones, hard drives, electric vehicles, hybrid cars, and even military equipment. Right now, China dominates the global supply of these minerals. And both the United States and Europe are looking to reduce their dependence on Beijing, one of Trump's biggest geopolitical rivals. Some of the rare earth elements included in the deal are lanthanum, cerium, and scandium. So how will this new fund work? The agreement sets up a reconstruction investment fund that will be jointly managed by both the U.S. and Ukraine, with equal decision-making power. The fund will be supported by the U.S. International Development Finance Corporation. Ukraine hopes this will bring in more investments and modern technology from both American and European partners. Here's how the funding works. Ukraine will contribute 50% of all future profits from its government-owned natural resources. The United States will add money, equipment, and much-needed military assistance, especially air defense systems. The money in the fund will be reinvested into key areas like mining, oil and gas, and infrastructure projects, and there's a long-term vision here. No profits will be withdrawn from the fund for the first 10 years. That's what Economy Minister Sviridenko has confirmed. Now, it's important to remember, Trump's administration initially wanted a much more aggressive deal. At one point, they pushed for $500 billion in profits from Ukraine's minerals as repayment for wartime aid, but President Zelensky strongly rejected that proposal. He made it clear that he wouldn't sign an agreement that would, in his words, be paid off by 10 generations of Ukrainians. What's the current state of Ukraine's mineral industry? Right now, most of Ukraine's rare earth resources are largely untapped. That's because of outdated state regulations, limited geological data, and, of course, the ongoing war. Experts say the full potential of Ukraine's mineral wealth is still unknown. Some reserves are spread out across the country, and many studies done in the past are now considered outdated or incomplete. That said, the long-term outlook is promising. Ukraine may have some of Europe's largest reserves of titanium, a crucial element for the aerospace, medical, and automotive industries. The country is also rich in lithium, used to make batteries, glass, and ceramics. Back in 2021, the mineral industry made up 6.1% of Ukraine's GDP and nearly 30% of its total exports. Unfortunately, about 40% of Ukraine's metallic mineral resources are currently inaccessible due to Russian occupation, according to the Kiev-based think tank We Build Ukraine. And that's why Ukrainian officials believe it's in Trump's interest, and America's, to help Ukraine develop the remaining resources before more of them fall into Russian hands. Thanks for watching Fresh Talk News channel. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more breaking updates and in-depth analysis.